This video will be a little less formal than the last video, but what I want to show is the security features that we can implement on the Vantage 5000. Specifically, we want to prevent unauthorized changes to calibration, maximum speed, and hand and auto operation. So we'll start with taking a look in the Vantage 5000 manual. You can see that there are 3 levels of access available on the pump. The different levels are called admin, supervisor, and operator. Admin, of course, gives you access to every configurable option on the pump. Supervisor gives you a few limited settings, including home screen functionality, which is adjusting the speed basically and the direction. The job files menu, which lets you go in there and change the configuration of the job files, change of calibration, and then it also gives you access to the logs, and so you can see what the failure history is, the fault history is. And then the third level is operator, and the operator has access to the home screen, which lets them view the speed and flow and the log history, so they can see what the faults were. The operator is not allowed to make any changes, including speed. He can't change the flow rate of the pump. All 3 of these levels can start and stop the pump. All can start and stop, but only admin and supervisor can actually change the flow rate. So let's go into the pump now and take a look at how to adjust these settings. Rather than using an actual pump for this video, I'm just going to use our software simulator, which we can use to emulate the actual performance of the pump without actually having to have a pump on hand. So what we'll do first is going to the security settings. As you can see that there are 3 different levels. There's supervisor, operator, and the first one is admin. So we'll enable all of those, and then we'll assign users to each of those 3 levels: admin, supervisor, and operator. We'll give each one their own name, admin, supervisor, and operator, and then I'm going to give them pins, which will be 3 1s, 3 2s, and 3 3s, depending on the level of access. Now, once we get back to the home screen, we'll say that a user attempts to start or stop the pump. Anyone can start or stop the pump from the front panel, assuming that it's in hand mode. Now, if someone tries to unlock the pump to access the settings, they'll be required to put in a pin. So we'll start with 3333, which is the operator level. Now, the operator can still start and stop the pump, but as you can see, as we try to increase or decrease the speed and flow, he's not able to do that. And coincidentally, he can't access any of the menu buttons either. He can't get into the calibration, nor the security, nor the job files page. So now let's try 2222, which is the supervisor level. Supervisor can change the flow rate. So he's able to adjust the flow rate. He can also get into the job files, which will allow him to change the settings within the job file. And the supervisor can not get into the security settings. So he would not be able to change whether it's an auto hand, and he can't get into the security settings to change the pin numbers. Now let's look at the admin. The admin, of course, has full access, so he can change the speed. He can get into the job files and change the flow rates. He can access security. And the admin can also access the speed control options. So there's where you change it to 4 to 20 milliamp input, and this is where we change the max flow, as demonstrated in the last video. So he can go in here and change the max speed of the pump, which restricts the flow. And as we go back to the home screen, you can see that the maximum speed has been limited to 50 RPM in this case.